I have been filming videos for 6 years now, and what comes with filming YouTube videos is planning. So I always have like an idea before I go into it what my look is going to be. And today I wanted to just kind of sit down and walk you through my thought process without any planning. So this is completely unplanned. I'm just gonna enjoy the makeup that I already have in my collection, and I'm just gonna create something. So usually for me, it really depends on like what I'm doing or where I'm going. So for today, let's pretend that I'm gonna be going out on a date night, but not at home. Like maybe I'm on vacation somewhere and I'm gonna go out on a date night. So hypothetically, that's my situation. So I actually was cleaning up my beauty room today and I came across a few things that made me want to do something ethereal. You guys know how much I love ethereal looks. And it's been a while, like this REM Beauty eyeshadow. There's a couple of them that are just really pretty and iridescent and sparkly. So that's kind of what I'm thinking I'll do. I'm gonna start off with brows. I just grabbed this brow pencil. It's from Charlotte Tilbury. And I'm gonna fill my brows while I think about what exactly I want to create. I feel like I've been doing a lot of really easy everyday looks, which is so practical for everyday, obviously. I haven't really gone on vacation in a long time, so I haven't really had a chance to like go super glam with my makeup. And if I do go on a date night with my husband, like here in my hometown, I'm literally wearing sweatpants. I should probably try harder. But you know, sometimes those are the best dates. Like a drive-through date or like a movie night at home in your pajamas. I like doing those types of things. But it's not always the best situation to get me like creative with makeup. I think events and like a place to go makes me kind of have a little bit more fun with what I want to do with my makeup. So I'm hoping to get that same vibe from doing this unplanned tutorial. Okay, brows are filled in. I'm gonna go fish around for some of my favorite like ethereal eyeshadow palettes. I do have some base things that I could also use, so I'll be right back. Okay, so I quickly grabbed a few that stood out to me. So of course my ABH Norvina Volume 5 palette. This is one of my favorites for anytime I want just a dreamy look, especially in the purple category. So this is one option. I also grabbed my Pat McGrath Utopian Dream. This is also like an ethereal palette must-have in my opinion. Look how pretty that is, especially these glitter shades up here. Ooh, that might be fun to dip into. I'm gonna set that one aside. I also grabbed the Laura Lee and Erin Weaver Candy Skies palette because I just thought that these pastels could be nice for more of like a soft pastel ethereal look. I don't know where I put my eyeshadow primer, so I'm just gonna do the old-fashioned concealer trick. This is the Makeup Forever Ultra HD Concealer. It's actually such a nice concealer. I honestly kind of forgot about it. So I'm gonna use that as my base today, just blending it out with a sponge. I'm gonna take a little bit of my Huda Beauty powder. This is just my favorite right now. I'm just gonna lightly set that. And then I am gonna dip into the Pat McGrath Utopian Dream palette. I'm gonna start off with this shade right here. I'm just gonna start building this up as my transition shade. This color is nice. It's like a dreamy pinky purple, but it's not too bright or anything, which is why it makes a great kind of transition shade. And I'm really buffing this out. I want it to be very smoked out. I don't really want to be able to tell where things start or stop with this look. Like it's not gonna be a very sculpted eye look. At least I don't think so. That's not what I have in my head, so we'll see how it turns out. Okay, I love that as a base. Now I feel like I can kind of dip into some pastels. I do want to use something kind of pastel from the Laura Lee palette, so I think I'm going to take the lavender, which is called E-Bug, and I'm going to start just placing that on the eyelid. And I'm blending it into the existing shade that we have in the transition, and then I'm buffing it out toward the edge. I'm not too concerned about like this looking perfect because we're gonna clean it up in a minute. Same thing on this eye. Okay, well I already love those two shades together, but I definitely want some sparkle. I think it might be cute to do a little bit of a liquid sparkle shadow and then layer on the Pat McGrath glitter so it has something to grip onto. I've never done this before, so hopefully it works. But I'm gonna take just a little bit of the REM Beauty liquid or glittery eyeshadow. I can't remember what this is called. It's just liquid eyeshadow in Lab Coat. And I put it on the back of my hand so that I can take a brush and pick it up. And then I'm gonna just start to apply this right over top of the lavender color. So this is gonna kind of make it a little bit damp, but these do set. So before this sets, I'm gonna dip into the Pat McGrath palette and go into this color right here, which is a stunning glitter shade. And I'm just gonna like layer that right on top of the liquid in hopes that it'll act as almost a glitter glue. a glittery glitter glue. Just pressing that across the entire eyelid. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's dreamy. Yes. Okay, that worked. Love that for me. Okay, we're gonna do the same exact thing on the other eye, starting with that liquid, which is so pretty as well. Like this would be a really nice, more subtle ethereal look, but I'm all about the glitter, so I'm layering this and I love how it looks. I'm kind of taking my fingertip with a little bit more of that glitter and I'm just taking it up above the crease a little bit, just so it looks like not intentional, if that makes sense. So there's a little bit of glitter traveling up toward the brow. I just think in like dim light, you know, if we were on a date night, I think it would catch the light so beautifully. Okay, wouldn't it be pretty to kind of line the edge with a navy blue eyeliner? I think so. I'm gonna do it. This is the Charlotte Tilbury double-ended eyeliner, and this is not gonna be a huge focal point of the look, but I love adding unexpected little details like this. Again, I don't want it to be too much. I just want a little bit of definition right there on the outer edge of the lash line. I'm not winging it out or anything. I'm just stopping it at the edge of my eye. And it almost looks like it could be a black, but up close, I just love the contrast of lavender and a navy blue. Okay, mascara time. Ooh, let's use the Rare Beauty mascara. It's been a minute. This is the, well, I think Perfect Strokes mascara. I always forget, and it's not on the actual bottle. I think that's what it's called. And I'm gonna really go ham with the mascara. And I love, these days, like kind of directing my lashes this way toward the outer edge. There's something about it that gives a nice elongated shape to the eye, which I think is so pretty, especially for more ethereal looks like this. It's kind of fun to mix and match palettes and products, because usually when I plan a video, I don't like to do too many like eyeshadow palettes in one look, because I always want you guys to feel like you can recreate the looks that I make really easily. But when I'm getting ready by myself, I do kind of dip around into other palettes sometimes, into like other glitter toppers, so it's fun to do that on camera. Are you guys like that? Do you stick to like one product, or do you mix foundations, mix eyeshadow palettes? Do you kind of hop around in your collection? I would love to know. I'm really curious actually. Let me know in the comments. Okay, we are going to take a makeup wipe and clean up some of the fallout, because there's actually quite a bit from the glitter. And I'm gonna kind of follow along the crease of my lower lash line, if that makes sense. Create more of like a straight out look, not upwards or anything, so that when we do the lower lash line, it all connects really seamlessly. Well, let's do something dreamy on the base. I'm thinking I want to use an illuminating primer, and I've got this one right here, the Smashbox Photo Finish Illuminate Glow Primer. Now this does have like a more warm toned glow. I think it'd be pretty if I had some sort of like a pink undertone. I'm sure I have a product like that somewhere, but I've been using this primer quite a bit. I think it's really nice, and I love that glow that it gives. So I think this one will do the job. Okay, you know, I really enjoyed the IT Cosmetics CC Plus Nude Glow Foundation that I tried out the other day. The thing is, this is something that gets pretty dewy pretty quickly on me, so I think maybe I'll mix it with something that has a little more longevity. So I'm gonna take the Shiseido Synchro Skin Lifting Foundation and mix that in. By the way, I am Fair Ivory and then Ivory in this. Fair Ivory, Ivory. I'm gonna just give these a nice little mix. I'm gonna kind of dot some of that on the skin. And I'm gonna slowly layer this onto the face, because I don't want a heavy looking foundation. I want coverage, but sometimes I can accidentally, you know, do a little too much foundation just because I go in with my brush and then I blend out what's on it. So I'm just trying to go a little bit more slow. It's actually a really gorgeous foundation combo. I'm liking it a lot. I'm gonna stipple in a little more coverage over my jawline, which has a bit of blemishes right now. And a little bit more on like the cheeks, because I have some redness there. And then I'm gonna take my sponge, so a little bit of foundation on the back of my hand. I'm not taking what's left, because I definitely put too much on the back of my hand. I'm just gonna press that in. Okay, I'm happy with how that looks. I'm just gonna wipe off the extra foundation on the back of my hand before I forget. Okay, I wanna have like a soft contour. I don't want it to be too warm and bronzy, because I have more of a cool tone on the eyes, and I just think having like a soft, cool toned sculpt would be really nice. So let me think. I know I've got something. Okay, I actually found my Tom Ford Shade and Illuminate. You obviously don't need to use Tom Ford to achieve something beautiful, but I will say I do like the more cool tone in this. The Patrick Ta bronzer duo is also an amazing option. I feel like it has a really beautiful, more cool toned kind of color to it. But you know, I bought this Tom Ford one with my own money, so I should probably use it up. Yeah, something like that. See how it gave me like a little bit of dimension, but it's not anything crazy or overpowering. That's what I'm going for here. By the way, this is in the intensity 0.5, so it's the lightest option. A lot of celebrity makeup artists use the shade 1, but I do like this one for my skin tone. Okay, I like how that looks. We're gonna move into concealer. I'm gonna take that same Makeup Forever Ultra HD concealer. This is in the shade 12. I'm just gonna start like that. I'm gonna take the Huda Beauty Conceal and Blend brush and just start to work this into the under eye area. And you'll notice I'm kind of avoiding this part here because I want to keep that area kind of open for my lower lash line eyeshadow. So I'm just blending this out gently. I'm just layering a little more in the hollows of the eye since I am using a purple shadow. Sometimes I like to use just a little bit more concealer so that it doesn't like bring out the darker circles under my eyes. And then I'm gonna take my sponge and really press that in. Okay. To keep things really glowy, I'm wanting to use my Jaclyn Cosmetics and Robin Powder Move Loose Setting Powder in the shade Sheer Fair. Now this has a little bit of a sheen to it. It is so beautiful. And I just want to look so healthy and heavenly and ethereal, all the things. So I'm going to take this and apply it underneath the eyes. Then I'm going to take a larger brush and I'm just going to start pressing that on the rest of the face. And you'll see like it sets the face, but it leaves a gorgeous glow, which is exactly what I'm going for. I want a little bit of a powder bronzer. So I'm going to take my Juvia's Place bronzing duo and just use the more cool tone shade so that it kind of matches that Tom Ford cream. This just will add a little bit of warmth without being over the top. So I'm just going to literally layer that right on top of where I applied the Tom Ford product. That Jaclyn powder made me want to use my other Jaclyn powder. This is the Brighten Up Luminous Powder. It's also a setting powder, but I like to personally use it as a highlighter because when you blend it into the skin, which this is the shade Brighten Up. Oh, I already said that. So it's the Luminous Powder in the shade Brighten Up. When you use it with like a highlighter brush and really start to like melt it into the skin, it turns into the most beautiful, barely there highlight. So I'm just gonna kind of buff that in for blush. Kind of going in a C shape like that. And you know what? Let's take this down the center of the nose a bit as well. And on the Cupid's bow. Because I don't want like a full-on highlighter. I just want to look insanely healthy. So this powder really does that. I love it. Okay, we're gonna finish up the lower lash line now, which means I'm gonna go back into the Candy Skies palette for that lavender shade. I'm gonna take it on the same brush we were using, tap off the excess, and then I'm gonna pinch it and go right up against that lash line, all the way from inner corner to outer corner. And then I'm gonna go into the Pat McGrath palette, and we're gonna take the transition shade that we used on the top lid, which is this kind of pink color right here. I'm gonna blend that in underneath, like right where my lower lash line kind of creases. I'm buffing it out into the existing shadow. Okay, I love that. Now, since the Pat McGrath shadow is very loose and glittery, I think I'm just gonna take the REM Beauty liquid shadow. I'm gonna kind of take off the excess in the tube and then go in directly with the applicator and just kind of use this to add a little bit of something special on the lower lash line without it being too over the top. Yeah, I think that looks really nice. I'm gonna go into, actually, I'm not seeing what I'm looking for. Oh, no, okay, hold on. I have something in my head and I need to find it. So please hold. Okay, so I was wanting something pink and iridescent. So I went to my highlighter drawer and I found a couple. So this is a highlighter from Kaleidos. It's Star Surfer. And it's really bright, but it does have a bit of a pink iridescence to it. I also grabbed my Dior highlighting palette because I figured I could mix this pink into it if I wanted something more pink, which I think I'll start there. Guys, I'm really hopping around here, but I sure am having fun. Okay, I'm gonna go into the Dior pink highlighter. And if you're following along, like truly, you can mix several products to kind of create a similar effect. Ooh, it's so pretty. Okay, yeah, so I've got the nice pink base, but I don't want it to be like too dark, which the base of this is a little bit deep for what I'm picturing in my head, but it's a good start. So the pink is on. Now I'm gonna go into the Star Surfer highlight from Kaleidos. Same brush, and just layer that right on top. Yes. Yes. Also gonna take what's left on the brush and just go on the brow bone for a little something. Yes, that's what I wanted. Okay. All right, it's time for lower lash mascara. I'm just gonna use the same Rare Beauty mascara. I love lower lash mascara. For me, I feel like it really completes a look. Some people don't, so if you don't and you're following along, you can skip this. I absolutely love it. Okay, so I was looking down at my desk. No, I got some mascara marks on my eye. Okay, well, it's not the end of the world. I'm just gonna have to wait for that to dry. Darn it. Okay. Anyway, I was looking down at my desk and I have like all my REM Beauty lip and cheek sticks sitting here. And this color that I recently bought, this is called Chorus Girl. Do you see what I'm saying? Like just by holding it up, you can see what I'm saying. This is gonna look good. I'm using this as blush, basically is what I'm trying to tell you. So I'm gonna take this and apply it to the back of my hand first. It's so pretty. And then I'm gonna take my sponge and I'm gonna pick it up on the bottom of my sponge and then smile and apply it to the apples of the cheeks. Actually, it might be better to take a brush with this. So yeah, I think so. I'm just gonna take a brush now because I want a little more of a punch with this. This has a bit of like a peachy undertone to it, which I think is pretty, but I just like the lightness of it. It's very subtle, which I think will be perfect for this look. And since we have like cool tones galore on the eyes, I think something a little bit warmer on the cheeks is just gonna liven things up a bit. Okay, I love that. Great. Is it time for lips? Because I really don't think I need a highlighter. I like where my skin is at, especially with that Jaclyn powder and everything. Okay, I'm just gonna wipe off any foundation on the lips. I wanna try NYX Nude Suede Shoes. I think it might be the perfect light peachy pink to complement both the eyes and the cheeks. So I'm just gonna fill in the lips with this. Yes, I love that actually. I love having a little peach mixed in with the lavender. I think it's a nice combo. All right, I grabbed a couple of options for lip. I have this Keep It Full lip plumper in the shade Soft Rose, which could really tie things together. I also have the Jaclyn Cosmetics Lip Oil and Rose Drip, which is more peachy. Both would be so pretty. What do we do? No. Oh, the dilemma. Okay, we try both. I'm gonna try the Milani one first. This is much more of a fully pigmented gloss. I'm obsessed with this formula. Oh my gosh, that's pretty. That's really pretty. Okay, let's take a mental picture of this. I love it, but we gotta try the other one. So the other one is more of just like a peachy lip oil. So it's more sheer, but it's got that bit of a warmth. Darn it. Oh, I like them both. No. You know, I will say there's something about this one that really ties in the peach on the cheeks. So I think I'm gonna stick with this one, but I love both. Okay, let's assess the situation, AKA adding a little more bronzer where needed. So the forehead, always. I'm wanting to take a matte powder or like a powder foundation. This is the One Size Turn Up the Base powder foundation in Fair 3N. And I'm just gonna take that to smooth the under eyes and this area here basically, because I love the glow, but not right here. So I'm gonna kind of smooth that out, which reminds me I need to try to get rid of those mascara marks. They're not budging. Okay, oh, well, kinda. Not ideal. That might be as good as we can get it though. I'm just pinning the hair back a little bit better so I can set the face. I don't really want to add any more dewiness because I like where it's at. So I'm going to use a more long-lasting setting spray. I'm going to use this one right here from Jaclyn Cosmetics. Voila. Okay. And as always, I like to take my sponge and press the setting spray down into the skin. And then I need some ethereal brows. So I'm going to take my Patrick Ta Brow Lamination Gel, which is like literal super glue for your brows. And I'm going to really feather these up. It's literally already cemented to my face. It dries down really fast. I'm gonna touch up the brows a bit, just on the ends, and then I think we're done. Okay, well, this turned out like a dream. This is everything I wanted and more. Yay! Okay, let me get my hair sorted here. I mean, if this isn't an ethereal date night look, I don't know what is. I'm thrilled. I love this. That was seriously so fun for me to just dip into my existing makeup stash and create something out of nothing. I love how this turned out. I feel so pretty. I'm so excited. This is why I love makeup so much. And it was really fun to do something unplanned because it kind of got me creative. It allowed me to kind of dip into multiple products where I normally wouldn't in like a review or a planned tutorial. So I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know in the comments down below if you enjoyed the results or the process of an unplanned tutorial. I would love to do more of these. I really feel like it allows me to be creative in a different way. So I feel like I can only do so much when I'm doing certain reviews, and this really allowed me to explore all of my options. The options were endless, and I think that's what was so fun, and I think that's why I love the results. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed filming it. I never want to wash this off, even though I'm gonna have to. There's something about that peach and lavender combo that I really think I'm gonna be doing more often after trying this out. I'm so excited about this look. If you're new here, hi, my name is Allie and I would love for you to join the family. You can do so by hitting the subscribe button. And if you're already a subscriber, but you want to be notified on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, click on the bell after you subscribe and you'll get a notification every single time I post. That's it for me today. I'm not actually going on a date night, although I should. I'm gonna literally rewatch this video to recreate this exact look the next time I have like a fancy date night. I'm doing this look. Absolutely, hands down. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you all have an amazing day wherever you are, and I will see you in my next video. Love you. Bye.